ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे. Now, what is the request of Anand Swami? Not just once. I want to eternally be of service to you, O Bhagavan. Right? In the previous sloka, he says that I am doing my service once. Please make this a regular service of my Nitya Kainkarya Kuru. And who's an example of this Nitya Kainkarya? Adishesha. What does Adishesha do? All the time he is with Bhagavan. When Bhagavan is in Paramapada, he becomes his Shayyasana, right? Bhagavan reclines on the Adishesha. When Bhagavan comes as Rama, Adishesha comes as Lakshmana. When Bhagavan comes as Krishna, Adishesha comes as Balarama. Now, what happens when Bhagavan is doing some other activity? Whichever activity Bhagavan does, Adishesha will go on some way or the other and be part of this activity. It seems even when Bhagavan is, just taking rest, Adishesha will become a diya right next to Bhagavan and ensure that he is taken care of. When Bhagavan is not reclining on the serpent but reclining somewhere else, like when he was in the forest, right? Then Adishesha will become his pillow. Even if it's a rock pillow, Adishesha becomes a rock pillow. So there is a beautiful phrase which says, when he walks, Adishesha becomes his umbrella. When he stands, he becomes his footwear. When he sits, he becomes his throne. So whichever possible way, Adishesha keeps serving Bhagavan all the time. So here, Bhagavan has come as Venkatesha. He's residing in this hill, right? So Adishesha is taken the form of this entire hill itself. And this crest jewel of this hill is Bhagavan. Just like how these Nagas, serpents, have the stone on their forehead, they say, right? Like that, the Adishesha stone is Bhagavan Sri Venkatesha. So Anand Swami now wants to serve Bhagavan like that. He says, I want to do Nitya Kainkarya to you, oh Bhagavan. So please dress me appropriately. Ajnanina, because I don't have the jnana. If we have to follow the rules of the law, we should know what the rule book says. We do not even know what the rule book says. So how are we to follow? So we don't know what is correct, what is wrong for us to even follow the correct things. So Ajnani, I don't know what is correct. Ajnanina Maya, because of me being so ignorant without jnana, doshan, these faults happen. I don't know what is right or wrong. So obviously, I'm going to have sins. How many sins do you have? Aseshan, countless, unlimited. Okay, so these unlimited sins we are requesting Bhagavan to remove. So you have to aseshan, you have to remove all these unlimited sins. What kind of sins? Vihitan, whatever I have committed. I have committed sins. All these sins, aseshan, unlimited, you have to remove. Without counting these, you should remove. Hare, harati papani we learned, right? So you know that all these sins are accumulated and that is why your name is Hari. You can remove my sins. Shamasva, please forgive. Shamashva. So multiple times he is apologizing so that all these can completely be removed. So the emphasis is again there. Shamasvatvam, Shamasvatvam, forgive me, forgive me. So this is basically requesting Bhagavan's karuna on us. The Shesha Shaila Shikha Mane is again a very beautiful phrase because earlier, even in the Venkatesha Suprabhatam, when we were looking at the Suprabhatam, in the fifth sloka, Sheshachala is brought into picture because Adishesha himself has taken the form of this entire mountain. He wants to keep serving Bhagavan. You are the Shikha Mani, the crown jewel of Sheshachala, the Shesha Shaila, the mountain which is represented by the Adishesha himself. Just a few slokas back, we saw the focus on Lakshmana, right? Anuja. Rama's Anuja was mentioned. You have such a beautiful brother. Here, that Anuja itself is now in the form of this mountain and Bhagavan is the crown jewel there. So, Shesha Shaila Shikha Mane. Oh, Bhagavan, you are accessible in this Tirumala hill. You are the crown jewel of Shesha Shaila. Please forgive all my sins. So that he can grant moksha. Okay. So here, again, a few important, interesting things are there. Bhagavan is called as Hari, right? Vihitan Hare. Hare is the Sambodhana of Hari Shabda. Hey Hare. So here he's calling out to Bhagavan Sri Hari. Hey Hari. Hey Narayana, basically. Hey Hari. You are the snatcher of all these sins. Now, what will happen is I have done a lot of sins. And if you do not snatch these sins, what will happen to your name? You have earned the name as Hari. So if you do not snatch my sins, then you will lose your name. You have a problem there. So you better act according to the name that is given to you. So you please be Hari and you snatch away all my sins. What we have to remember from these 11 slokas is Bhagavan's auspicious qualities. Across these 11 slokas, Annan Swami has eulogized Bhagavan with different references, with different adjectives, using different names of Bhagavan to communicate the auspicious qualities of Bhagavan. Kamala kuchachuchuka kunkumato, starting from that sloka, how Bhagavan is the husband of Kamala, of Mata Mahalakshmi, showing that his heart is filled with karuna. He is there just to give us whatever we need, and that is because Mata Mahalakshmi is filling his heart with that karuna. Bhagavan is easily accessible to us. He's a sulabha, saulabhya quality of Bhagavan we saw, right? So when we want something, he grants it to us, that easy accessibility of Bhagavan. He comes all the way and he stations himself in the Venkatachala. He stands all the time. Think about it. When we all go, we sit down, we rest, we relax. We have so many options, right? But Bhagavan decided to be in the standing position. Whenever Bhagavan is in the standing position, it means he's waiting, he's anticipating. So he's waiting for all the devotees to come and surrender to him. So the more we delay, the more he's going to stand. So he keeps standing and standing and standing. Even at that time, we are speaking about equality, women's liberty, all that today. Can we ever see Mata Mahalakshmi standing while Bhagavan is sitting? Look at any Divya Desa, look at any temple. When Bhagavan is standing, either Mata will stand next to him or sit inside him. In his heart, you will see a sitting posture of Mahalakshmi, or she will even sit beside him. So he will protect her, he will protect us. So Mata Mahalakshmi is happily sitting in his heart, playing. She is filled with karuna, ensuring that that karuna is granted to us. So Bhagavan's karunya is visible here. And Bhagavan, the Swagata Udara Netram, we said, right? His eyes waiting to invite us. You are my children. Ha, finally you came here, right? So he's waiting to hug us, make us part of him, and give us whatever we want. So that Udara Netra, his eyes are lotus eyes, showing the tenderness, showing the eagerness, and the way he's awaiting for us. The Saushilya, he's not going to see, superiority, inferiority, because Devas, Brahma, everybody is coming there to worship. He's not going to distinguish. Just as how he took care of the squirrel, the Vanaras, Hanumanji, everybody the same way. He will take care of everybody, in an unbiased manner. The Gopikas offered butter to Bhagavan. Bhagavan was very happy with it. Kuchela offered just poha to Bhagavan. Bhagavan was very happy with it. Shabari offered just fruits to Bhagavan. Bhagavan was very happy with it. All these show that Bhagavan is overwhelmingly happy if we offer whatever we want. Only thing is, mix it with bhakti and offer it to him. So through this entire 11 slokas of Sri Venkatesha Stotram, the one key essence we have to learn is focus on the auspicious qualities of Bhagavan and remember that Bhagavan is there. Even when our times are tough, he is there to protect us from all the dimensions. We may or may not realize it. He is happier if we realize it, right? He is going to anyway take care of us. He is going to anyway protect us. We have to remember his name all the time. Vipado naiva vipadaha, sampado naiva sampadaha, vipad vismaranam vishnoho, sampad narayana smritihi, right? So vipado, any difficulty that we have, naiva vipadaha is not a problem at all. Sampado naiva sampadaha. Any prosperity, wealth, the great things that we see in the materialistic world are not really great things. Vipad Vismaranam Vishnoho. If we forget Bhagavan Vishnu, that is the problem. That is when the problem starts. As we were saying, nobody is Anatha. Natha is there. The ultimate Natha, Venkatanatha, who is the Jagannatha, is there. If we remember that, we can never be Anatha. So, if we remember Vishnu, we can never have a problem. Vipad Vismaranam Vishnu. If we forget him, there is a problem. Sampat Narayana Smritihi. All prosperity, all auspiciousness, all good things are remembering Bhagavan. Gajendra got his moksha just because he remembered Bhagavan. Draupadi got her attire at the appropriate time because she remembered Bhagavan. Prahlada was protected by Narsimhadeva because he remembered Harinama Smarana at the appropriate time. All these show us again and again that remembering Bhagavan gives us all auspiciousness, and Anand Swami has communicated that in no uncertain terms in these 11 slokas. Ajnanina maya doshan aseshan vihitan hare. Shamasvatvam shamasvatvam sheshashaila shikhamane. Iti Sri Venkatesha Stotram Sampurnam. So with this, we will conclude the Venkatesha Stotram. So Sri Srinivasa Parabrahmane Namaha. Let Bhagavan Sri Srinivasa grant us the ultimate happiness, satisfaction, bliss and service to him. Jai Shri Krishna.